This is Dale Buchanan, the host of today's podcast. If you've ever wanted to become a full-time professional dog trainer, now's your chance. You need to check out my new book, The Business of Dog Training, How to Make $100,000 a Year as a Mobile Dog Trainer. It's available right now on Kindle ebook, paperback, hardcover, and audiobook. The Business of Dog Training, now available on Amazon. See the link in the show notes. I'm Dale Buchanan, and this is Puppy Talk, the podcast that offers free advice and tips for raising a happy, healthy, and obedient puppy. For more information on this podcast, visit us online at puppytalkpodcast.com. Welcome to Puppy Talk episode number 120. I'm your host, Dale Buchanan, and today's episode is about the most important command to teach your puppy. This is just my opinion after training a couple of thousand puppies and using this technique on my own puppy when I got her at 10 weeks old. Her name is Dixie, by the way. She's now 5.5 years old, and I use this command more than any other command. Just today, I had somebody come over to purchase something that I listed on Facebook Marketplace. I had to use this command 4 or 5 times because she wanted to go greet the other person and interact with them. I was doing a business transaction, and I had to use this command with her so that she could understand what I wanted from her. And obviously, this command is stay. When I got Dixie at 10 weeks old, the very first thing I taught her was go to your bed and stay. I have a video on my phone of May the 5th, 2020 at 7 o'clock at night where I'm showing people how I trained Dixie to go to her bed and stay the very first day that I got her at 10 weeks old. My clients are amazed at this video and how well Dixie picked it up and how easily I taught it to her the first day I had her. And sometimes my clients have dogs that are 1, 2, 3 years old and they still can't get their dog to stay. I told Dixie, go to your bed, stay. She didn't move. And a little bit later, I showed another video where I was going into my bedroom. I turned the corner, I just looked at her, and she went right to her bed and stayed. So within an hour, she mastered the stay command on her bed. It is very important to teach your dog to stay for many reasons, and we're going to go through them right now. Reason number 1, to prevent your puppy from jumping. When people contact me and they say, my dog runs to the door and jumps on people when they come in, it's not an issue with the jumping. It's an issue that your dog hasn't learned how to stay on their bed. Think about it. Everything that we do in positive reinforcement dog training is preventing the puppy or dog from doing something that is unwanted. Not allowing them to do it, creating conflict, and then correcting it or yelling at them, because that doesn't work. So we prevent them from doing something. If somebody comes over to the house, we put them on their bed, we have them stay, they can't move, therefore they can't run to the door and jump on somebody. You see how that works? You see how simple that is? It's so simple that a lot of dog owners and puppy owners, they don't use it because it's that simple. They want a fix. They want a quick fix. They want something that is going to solve their problem in the moment. But what we want to do is prevent that problem from even happening. Today, like I said, I had somebody come over and Dixie had to go stay because the person was buying something that I listed on Facebook and she didn't want Dixie jumping on her, didn't want to interact with Dixie. So I told her to stay. Here's another example where stay comes in handy. I come out of my car, I have to go get my mail, or I have to bring some stuff in the house. Dixie's not in the house yet. Dixie's sitting on my driveway. I tell her to stay. I open the door, I go in the house, I turn the alarm off, I come back out, she hasn't moved. I go to the car, I get some more stuff, I put it back in the house, Dixie still hasn't moved. Then I get her and I say, okay, let's go back in the house. That's a great example of how to use a stay. The other day, I was at a client's house and Dixie had a play date with a Sheltie, a 5-month-old Sheltie puppy. They were running around this probably 2-acre land and behind their house, and Dixie was starting to run pretty far away, and I said, "Dixie, stay." She stopped. She looked at me. "Come." She came right back to me. And the couple has been having a lot of problems with getting their dog to effectively come back to them. So what I advised them to do was first tell the dog to stay so it doesn't move anymore, it doesn't go any further, and then call her back. And that seemed to work pretty good. Here's another way to use the stay command and why it's so important and effective to teach this to your puppy very early on. When you're in public and there's a lot of distractions and a lot of commotion and maybe another dog walks by, instead of your dog reacting to that other dog, they should sit and stay. That way, you're preventing them from lunging, hopefully barking, from jumping, and reacting to that other dog. The stay command can help prevent leash reactivity if used properly. Like I said in my last video about puppy socialization, we bring all puppies to stores like Bass Pro Shops, Home Depot, Tractor Supply, Hobby Lobby. We make them go into an aisle where there's no distractions, but there's still announcements, there's still a lot of noise, there's still shopping carts around, there's a lot of people around. We make the puppy go there, into that aisle, lay down, and stay. What if you had to get something off the shelf in a store? What if you had to talk to one of the associates about finding something that you're looking for? What if you run into somebody that you know and you want to have a conversation with them? Your dog or your puppy has to lay down and stay and do nothing. It's the most important thing for them to learn, and I just gave you 3 examples of why your puppy needs to learn the stay command early on. Like I said earlier, with Dixie, I taught her the stay command first, in addition to her name, how to walk on a loose leash, and come. When I go to clients' homes to train their puppies or adult dogs, usually the stay command is the hardest thing and the one they haven't mastered yet. Any dog can learn to sit in 5 minutes as early as 8 weeks old. They can learn down pretty quickly. They can learn recall pretty easily. They can learn to walk on a loose leash pretty well. But a lot of puppies and dogs do not know how to stay. The owners have never practiced stay, and it becomes a problem later on. Now I want to talk about some ways to practice the stay command. First of all, I suggest getting a bed. Not a bed in the crate, but a bed outside of the crate, a place where you can have the puppy go to and learn that that's the place where they have boundaries. Teaching the puppy the stay command is also about controlling space. How do you control a puppy's space in the house so they don't go off and have potty accidents, so they don't start chewing your furniture, so they don't run and jump on people like we already discussed, so they don't get themselves in trouble? You teach them the stay command. That controls them in the house. You always know where they are. They're not running off and getting themselves into trouble because puppies are going to make bad decisions. So I suggest you get a bed, you start them there, go to your bed, stay. And you teach them that boundary the very first day that you get your puppy. If you already have your puppy, start right now. Don't wait. Go to the stay command on the bed right away. And here's what you do. Have 6 treats. Stand next to the bed, say stay once. Every 10 seconds, reward the puppy, and then say yes. They have to stay in the down position on the bed. You reward every 10 seconds for 6 rounds. That's 1 minute. You're not working on distance yet. You're only working on duration. You do that 10 rounds, and then the next set, you're going to do it every 15 seconds. You say stay. 15 seconds later, reward the puppy. Yes is the marker. The treat is the reinforcer. You give them the treat. At 30 seconds, you do the same thing. At 45 seconds, again. And at 60 seconds, one more time. Then you're going to do it every 20 seconds. And then every 30 seconds. And then you just do it for a minute. You're looking for a minute of duration. You say stay. You time it. After a minute, you say yes. give the puppy the treat. You don't have to pet them. You don't have to be shouting their name and making them all excited, because the goal here is to calm the puppy down and relax them and almost get them to fall asleep. Just get them to go to their bed and stay. So don't be too excited, because you want the puppy to stay calm on the bed. This is part of the learning process. And then after that, you're going to work on distance. You're going to start backing up a little bit, 1 foot at a time, 2 feet, 5 feet, 10 feet. And the puppy has to stay on the bed. And then you start adding distractions. So we got 3 Ds: duration, distance, distractions. With distractions, you're going to create noises, and you're going to create challenges for the puppy to want to react to these noises, but they can't. They have to stay, because that's what you've been working on, and that's what you told them to do. We take puppies to stores like Bass Pro Shops. We put them in a stay. I take things off the shelves. I'm throwing them on the ground. The puppy has to stay. It doesn't move, even with all the distractions there. That's a great way to get your puppy to learn to stay under distractions. I hope these tips were helpful to you. If you have any questions about the content in this podcast, feel free to contact me through my website, puppytalkpodcast.com. Have a great day.